Hello guys, now this is the trade I took on Bitcoin. I want to give you guys the breakdown of this trade. Now first of all, this is on the weekly time frame. Let me just let me do this analysis from the scratch. Okay, let me do it from the scratch, or we can use any other coin, but let me just use Bitcoin because I already took a trade. Now this is on the weekly time frame. What you do on the weekly time frame is to mark at the most recent break of structure, guys. All right, I see this most recent break of structure, then I mark the high, and then I mark at the low. Now I've succeeded in marking at the low. This is on the weekly time frame. What I do next is to look for my bias. I simply go to the daily time frame. That is where I get the bias. Bias of the market is simply something like this. We want to see at least 2 break of structure to one direction, like this, something like this. We want to see that we have a break of structure. Some persons may call it change of character. That is the first. Sorry about that, guys. Then the second one is break of structure. Okay, so this is break of structure, this is change of character. We want to see at least 2 break of structure to one direction, then we'll get our bias, something like this. Okay, so now let's go. Let's see what we have here on the daily time frame. You have to understand market structure, because if you fail to understand market structure, you will miss it all. All right, so you see that price is reacting from this low, and then we'll have a liquidity sweep here, and then we see that price went up and break structure to the upside, guys. Now we'll have the first break of structure, which is the change of character, and secondly we'll have another break of structure. Now this tells us that we are bullish. Our bias is bullish. All right, so we still have the most recent break of structure here, still to the upside, and then after this I think we'll have this other place also. This is the most recent break of structure we have, but to the downside. Remember, our bias is still bullish. Okay, so some persons can start to draw trend line to join all this move. Let's say you joining this your change of character, and then you're joining it with the break of structure, this guy, that is this area. Okay, so it tells us that our bias is bullish. So now that we are bullish, guys, we are going to the 1 hour time frame to look for a store, that is a bullish store where to buy the market from. All right, and where we trade from is order block. So we see a clean unmitigated order block here, and then we are expecting that price should come to this order block. From this area, price should come to this order block, so we look for opportunity to do to buy the market. All right, so while we are waiting for price to come to that order block, I decided to take a counter trading, and then I saw that there's an order block sitting here, a bearish order block, and then this guy came and it is reacting off that bearish order block. So once price hits this order block here, we simply go toward the 5 minutes to see if there is any confirmation to take this short. All right, so we'll go to the 5 minutes and we see that we have a liquidity sweep here, and then we have a break of structure, the first break of structure, which is change of character, and then we'll have the second break of structure, which is our confirmation that okay, price is about to sell. So this low of the break of structure becomes our inducement point. Then we see an unmitigated order block sitting here, this area. So we decide to short the market from here down. Now where would be our target? Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. We see that price may react off this breaker level and then continue up. So that is where we want to take profit from. All right, so that is the trade that I'm in right now. Remember, once price comes to this breaker level, I want to see opportunity to buy, If it didn't play out, maybe it didn't give me opportunity, I'll wait for price to come to this other block, and then I'll look for opportunity to buy. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much, guys.